Tucson High teacher is on administrative leave after using the N-word in his classroom. Students capturing a portion of the discussion when the slur was used on video.
Chief investigative reporter Valerie Cavazos joins us now with the details on this. Valerie?
Now, the person who sent us the video says the footage is recent, within the past few weeks. It's not the entire discussion, so we don't know everything that was said to put everything into context. Two insiders tell us the exchange started when students played hip-hop music during class. A student recorded a portion of the ensuing conversation between the teacher and students. Now, in the video, the teacher can be heard defending his use of the N-word. The video picks up an already heated discussion between Bruce Riseborough, a science teacher, and his students. The use of the N-word is captured on cam once.
Calling other people is part of his culture.
Now let's back up to the start of the classroom discussion that's been recorded. The students are arguing that it's wrong for Riseborough to use the N-word.
You could have said a bad word except for that word.
Exactly. Any word's okay except for that.
He then utters two disparaging terms as examples of other bad words.
Those are okay?
Nobody said
No, she said I could have said some other word to make
You're
my
not
point.
to say that word.
Hey, I went for the jugular. You're absolutely right. But as you know, my kids are half African American. So why do you have the right to say it?
Because that's part of his culture.
Oh, calling other people is part of his culture.
We have tried to reach out to Riseborough for comment, but we haven't received a response. I reached out to Tucson Unified for confirmation that Riseborough is on leave and requested an interview on how staff are trained to deal with these types of racially sensitive incidents. I received this response. We can confirm that Mr. Bruce Riseborough is on leave. However, TUSD does not have a practice of commenting on personnel matters or pending investigations. We are unable to grant an interview. So we'll have to wait for the outcome. But the debate over whether the N-word should be used in a classroom setting is not new. The controversial topic surfaced again after the killings of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Ahmaud Arbery in the winter and spring of 2020 because of the normalization of the word by younger generations. TEA President Margaret Cheney recently taught history, culturally relevant curriculum in TUSD.
When I was a mentor teacher in the CRC department, we were starting to get into that. And we were starting to get questions about the N-word and its appropriateness and so forth. And it just got too hot.
Cheney believes in academic freedom. She says she has defended teachers' use of the N-word in classrooms, but in cases when it's used in the context of history or a novel that's being discussed to understand why the word is a slur.
So you can have that discussion, and you should have that discussion because that's how the kids will learn. You know, they are, for the most part, used to hearing it in a popular context through entertainment.
Can we hear the N-word one day and not get upset? If it was me, they wouldn't regret it again. That's how long I've been.
Music, movies, and so forth. They don't have the historical background. It is a powerful word. It is written across the backs of many a person in history. So much blood has been shed.
There are other schools of thought on the topic.
There should be no gray area. You should not be reading it out loud. You should not have your students reading it out loud, black or white.
This is Neal Lester. He taught the first ever college-level class on the N-word at ASU.
You don't have to say it. That's controlling the word and not having the word control you.
Now, Lester is not saying the word needs to be expunged from text like Cheney. He believes people must begin to critically pull back the layers of the N-word to understand its full meaning. He disagrees with people who believe that their association with Black culture justifies using the word.
And we certainly can dispel these myths that somehow if I have a Black partner or a brown partner or that I'm somehow excused, that's not the case. The word is a problem, but this should be part of a larger conversation.
A discussion, he says, that includes the youth who are misinformed about their right to reclaim the N-word.
That word has never belonged to us, and we are not using it. Black people are not using it in the sense of kings and queens. I've watched people, Black people, fighting physically and baptizing each other in that word as blood is gushing. So please don't tell me that that's a word that if you use the A, it's somehow cleaner and neater and better smelling. that if you use it with a heart, it has a history. What has not changed is the root of that word and the ways in which that word is still rooted in disparagement against people who look like me.
And both Lester and Cheney say school leaders should do more to train teachers on how to deal with the use of the N-word. We'll keep you updated on any developments in this case. Valerie Cavazos, KOLD Investigates.